7 municipalities under stress, we urgently instructed all ANC leadership across the country to visit these municipalities. We will be looking at service delivery challenges, especially around water, sewage, waste removals and infrastructure that need maintenance and repair. And on a weekly basis, we will be getting reports on progress made. As we have said, we have embarked on a Tuma Mina campaign, and Tuma Mina campaign is about fixing community issues. And as a matter of utmost agency, the National Executive Committee has noted that the Minister of Cogta is dealing with the issue of influent sewerage challenges and further avoid the contamination of the Vaal River and restore the dignity of affected communities. We have also focused on crime, gender-based violence, as well as corruption. The NEC continues to be gravely concerned about the scourge of gender-based violence, crime, gangsterism that plague our communities, undermining their basic right to safety and their human dignity. These include areas such as Cape Flats, Langa, Guguletu, Khayelitsha, Mitchell's Plain, and the recent uprising in Westbury that led to the gang-related murder of a mother. The ANC instructs its deployees in government throughout the country at various spheres to take whatever steps necessary to bring gang violence under control and welcomes the implementation of the Bambanani program, which involves communities in finding solutions to these problems. The ANC conveys its condolences to the Peterson family in their time of grief and to the child and her family and the family which was raped in Dross. The ANC leadership will visit all these affected communities in days to come. The National Executive Committee knows the meeting held with a network of women here at head office who suffered burns attacked by their partners. The ANC will engage the Commission on Gender Equality on this matter to pursue justice for these women and educate society about this worrying phenomenon. We have also elevated, during the Women's Month, there were women who marched to Union Building, there were young women who marched to Lituli. We have actually discussed issues they have actually raised, challenging and all the challenges they faced as young women, as women in South Africa. On the Commission on Gender Equality, the National Executive Committee of the ANC is of the view that the reasons for the creation of the Commission on Gender Equality as a Chapter 9 institution to take forward gender equality remains relevant, even more so today. The ANC is therefore of the view that incorporating the Commission on Gender Equality into the South African Human Rights Commission is premature, given the challenges we still face in building a truly non-sexist, non-racial society. And on the Zondo Commission, the National Executive Committee will continue to work on eradicating all forms of corruption in public and in the private sector. The ANC reaffirmed its support for the work of the Zondo Commission on state capture in line with the resolution of its National Executive Committee in May 2017 and endorsed by the 54th National Conference. We repeat the call made to all our members and members of the public with information or implicated to participate in the Commission's work. And the ANC will make a submission on the issues raised by the banking institution with the Commission. We remain firm in our belief that the ANC is not on trial, but that this process is aimed at getting at the truth about the very painful part of our recent history. And we want to remind South Africans that this Commission of Inquiry was set up by the African National Congress government. We must, on the African agenda and international relations, we must be mindful of the expectations for the role South Africa must play in advancing the African agenda. In this regard, the ANC remains seized, working with AU and SADC, the United Nations, with the preparation for peaceful elections in the DRC. The ANC commended the impact made by President Ramaphosa at the recent United Nations General Assembly, highlighting our national interest and the interest of the continent. In particular, raising our concerns about the trade wars and the impact on developing countries, as well as pushing for the reform of the multilateral institutions, a position the African National Congress and South Africa has consistently held since we rejoined the United Nations Community of Nations. The National Executive Committee also want to take this opportunity to reaffirm its 54th National Conference resolutions on the issue of land, Palestine, and ICC. And on organizational matters, because that's where the ANC National Executive Committee was preoccupied, during the memorial lecture of Mama Madikizela Mandela, after the National Executive Committee, the President of the ANC, President Ramaphosa, I quote, said, "Mama Winnie believed that unity must come first because that is where the ANC will derive its strength. She despaired at any signs of divisions, factionalism, or conflict within the ranks of the movement." The lecture by the President yesterday echoed the issue of unity and renewal, which was top of the mind of the African National Congress National Executive Committee. Unity in the ANC is sacrosanct, and every member of the ANC has to be part of a process to unite and renew the movement at all levels. Every attempt to divide the ANC must be resisted and publicly disclaimed. This is what the National Executive Committee over the weekend said. We are aware that our people are pained by the divisions in the movement because it detracts the ANC from its purpose to serve them diligently. The National Executive Committee also discussed the alleged plot and agreed that this matter will be discussed by the officials of the ANC, and the officials will report back with a view to lay this matter to rest. The National Executive Committee also cautioned its members against perpetuating fake news and rumors via the media and social media. We must resist being drawn into a campaign of our detractors who would like to see a divided and weak African National Congress. The National Executive Committee further discussed the pamphlet on land by President Mbeki, as well as President Zuma's remark on what is called state capture and nationalization. We agree that these are important views as part of the national discourse, and the National Executive Committee reaffirmed position as taken by its 54th National Conference on these matters, and officials will continue to engage our former President on their views and inputs. The National Executive Committee adopted the terms of reference for the Integrity Commission with the names of the commission, which is chaired by Comrade George Mashamba. I'm sure we have already announced in one press conference the names of the Integrity Commission, and this time around we are focusing on the terms of reference of the Commission. We ask the Commission to urgently commence with its work in line with 54th Conference resolution on restoring the integrity and credibility of the African National Congress without fear and favor. And since the beginning of 2018, the ANC completed its 4 provincial conferences which were due and 22 regional conferences. All other outstanding regional conferences, I'm sure there are about 10, will be held after elections, so that our focus and our energies are actually directed at our elections. The NEC endorsed the Constitutional Court decision on the Eastern Cape Conference and reaffirmed its support for the Provincial Executive Committee elected. The National Executive Committee once more wants to say to all our structures, we are going to give support to all elected structures in provinces as well as throughout the regions and branches of the ANC. The National Executive Committee established a task team to help the ANC Youth League to go towards its 26th National Congress before the end of the year. The Youth League has an opportunity to meet with the task team which was established by the National Executive Committee of the ANC, as well as the officials of the ANC. The ANC will help to ensure that the conference define the task of current generations is credible and that the League emerges united. The National Executive Committee of the ANC task team will work with the ANC Youth League as well as SASCO to assist them to further make sure that their structures are united, they are strong, they are focused. And we want to congratulate them for even making sure that SASCO has done a good job in terms of campuses at tertiary level. The National Executive Committee discussed the fact that Umkhondo Wesizwe military veterans remain divided into 2 groupings, and it directed Peace and Stability Committee, subcommittee of the ANC, in line with the 54th National Conference, to urgently form a joint task team of MK-MVA as well as MK Council to prepare for a representative conference immediately after elections. So the task team will also work very close, subcommittee, with MK-MVA and MK Council to find one another and move forward, find each other and move forward in uniting our veterans, military veterans. The NEC reaffirmed its view that the Military Veterans Association must address the plight of all military veterans. And the National Executive Committee and the PEC will have village, town and township meetings, as well as sectoral consultations to solicit views from South Africans on its vision for the future as part of our election manifesto. And as part of our #Tumamina campaign, we will be redoubling our efforts to encourage voters to register, especially young voters. And on the outstanding address issue, where over 1 million South Africans are affected, we will work with communities to address this burden. The ANC directed all its structures from branch to national level, including its leagues, to remain focused on the 2019 elections, so we win, that we win with a decisive victory. The ANC will launch its manifesto at the January 8th celebration next year, when the movement turns 107 years. And our January 8th will be going to KwaZulu-Natal. As Africa's oldest liberation movement, our heritage in the form of ANC archives are in the process of being digitized to make them accessible to all South Africans online. So we held a very good National Executive Committee meeting, and our focus and we were preoccupied with unity and renewal of this African National Congress and the challenges facing our people in terms of the economy, the burden of the hikes. And we remain focused as the African National Congress, and that's what the National Executive Committee did over the past 3 days. So as I've said, we will be visiting all these areas where there have been violent protests, including Westbury. We have already visited some of the areas in Cape Town. DSG has been to those areas, and they will be dealing with all these challenges which our people are facing within their communities. I'm sure that is what the National Executive Committee have agreed today. That's why we are here today to inform South Africans about our decisions.
Thank you very much, Secretary General. Unlike that, the media center, at least here, people are quite comfortable. They will just have to sit on their chairs and say their names, the media outlets they represent, and pose their questions. This is not going to be a long one, so you might as well just put your hand up so that if we don't take the second round, you are covered. Okay? Okay, we'll start this side, and so this will be the only round of questions that we are taking, and afterwards the SG will answer, and then from there we'll advise on the way forward. Okay.
Thanks, SG. My name is Clement Mangatela from Eyewitness News. On the discussions around the alleged plot, how is the top six going to deal with this? What's the scope? Are you looking at inviting some people that were involved in that alleged plot to perhaps explain themselves? But also, how is you and the president going to deal with this, because the two of you are directly implicated in this alleged plot? That's my first question. My second question is on the Zondo Commission. You're saying the ANC is going to make submissions because in response to what the banks have said, and you continue to make the call that ANC members must go with any information they have. But are you willing to go, Mr. Makashiro, because you've been mentioned as well at the commission, particularly during your tenure in the Free State. So if you're calling for ANC members, leaders to go with any information, and the ANC is going to respond to the testimony by the banks, are you also willing to go and answer and respond to what some people have said about you? My last question is on Mr. Mahomapelo.
What has some people said about me?
They've spoken about your tenure as the Free State, as the mayor, as the premier, sorry, in the Free State, and how much money had actually been spent on crypto businesses. My last question is on Mr. Mahomapelo in the Northwest. What's happening around the task team? Has he declined being part of the task team or not? Thank you.
Okay, we're just going to take the first three hands, and then we'll come so that we allow for easy, but to also assist members of the media. If your question has been asked, you nicely just retreat. So we are covered. Or no, news note. Yes, we must follow the example of news note.
Okay, on the stimulus package, there's a wide range of issues that have been raised, especially on infrastructure. But directly, what is the ANC going to do to sort of cushion ordinary South African on the impact of rocketing petrol price, for instance? How are you going to make sure that you cushion them from that? And secondly, especially on the floors, a colleague of mine asked about the people that will be comprising that the top six officials, you and the president, who are directly involved in that. Are you likely going to see the president, or maybe you being accused, or maybe having some people having to preside over that meeting, and you being excused because you're the ones who have been mentioned? And are we likely going to see presidents not participating in that? And maybe finally, on the international relations or issues on the African continent, at some point, sometime last week, a Minister of International Relations said the ANC or the ANC-led government or government opted out of the International Criminal Court at the peak of their anger, as you said, and you said that you would seek clarity from the minister. Has that clarity been sought? That's my question.
Okay. Yes.
Just a clarification. Actually, Clement has already asked most of the questions I would like to ask. But I also want to know, you said unity is one of the key things to decide
Yes.
the meeting. How is that going to be achieved? Because I think many people will agree that there is some division in the ANC.
Okay. The achievement of unity, stimulus package, the plot. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
No, as I have said, the National Executive Committee in the main preoccupied itself with the unity of the organization and the challenges facing South Africans in terms of, you have talked about petrol hikes, you have talked about challenges of unemployment, inequalities, jobs, especially for young people. Those were the issues which really preoccupied the National Executive Committee, including the issue of the Job Summit, as well as the recovery plan, the stimulus package. And government is going to have this Job Summit, so let's live and wait, because South Africans will be making their inputs, organized labor and everybody, they'll be making their inputs there. And as we roll out, you'll then see a government of the ANC in action in trying to address the present challenges. So the focus was not on any other thing except renewing our structures, renewing our organization, and further consolidating the unity of the movement. The unity of the movement is there because we were able to move and make sure that provinces go to provincial conferences. There were regional conferences. I've read the number of regional conferences which took place. Out of 35, we have 22, and they were prepared structures on the ground to go to regional conferences. But they are taking more of our time because our focus is now, the deadline of the conferences was the end of July, August. So we have passed that deadline. And now our focus and our energies are on election work and challenges facing our communities, be it crime, be it unemployment. Those are the issues now preoccupying the African National Congress. We are an elected leadership. We are officials of the ANC. The ANC is able to deal with its own problems and challenges, and whatever issues which are supposed to be addressed by officials will do so. We can't outsource our responsibility as the officials of the ANC. We're a collective leadership, and that's how we run. And between me and President Cyril, we are working together. We are united. We are working. It's progress. We are not focusing on rumors and perceptions. We are preoccupied with building this movement and addressing the challenges facing our communities. State capture, I think our position is clear on the state capture. And anybody who's implicated, who's called, who has to go there, will go there. And I've said at all material times, there is nothing wrong for me to go to the state capture. If I'm implicated, if I'm called to go there, I will go there. And the ANC has actually also stated its position that it will go there and respond to those issues which have been raised around the banks and all those issues. So it's our own creation, so you can't run away from what we ourselves believe in, so that we deal with the perceptions, we deal with the rumors, we deal with the allegations, because something which has not been proven is an allegation. So we'll be able to to deal with such issues. Of course, the Northwest PTT has been established. Everybody has welcomed the establishment of the PTT in Northwest. Comrade Supra Mahumapelo has written to the African National Congress to thank the ANC for wanting to make him part of the PTT, but he has actually, as a member of the ANC, declined to be part of the PTT, and he has actually committed himself to respect the decision of the ANC, and he will forever remain a member in good standing and active as a member of the ANC in his branch. And wherever the ANC wants him to do whatever work, he has indicated that as a servant of the African National Congress, he will forever be ready. And he has actually thanked the ANC and its structures in Northwest for having confidence in him during that period. And he clearly said he understands that this is not the first time a province is disbanded. And many provinces have been disbanded in the past, and that's why he says he will forever remain a member of the African National Congress. The issues of the national resolutions of national conference, 54th National Conference at Nasrec, can't be easily changed by anybody. So our resolutions on land, expropriation of land without compensation, it's a conference resolution. The resolution on the ICC, it's a conference resolution. Maybe I must give you this document because in page 57 as well as in page 58, the conference reaffirmed the resolutions of the 2015 ANC National General Council to withdraw from the ICC. That is a resolution on ICC in page 58, clause 45, and in page 57 on the clause C, 34C, consequently, and in order to give our practical expression of support to the oppressed people of Palestine, the ANC has unanimously resolved to direct the South African government to immediately and unconditionally downgrade the South African embassy in Israel to a liaison office. And of course, the ANC will still have a role to play in the international space, and that has always been our position.
No, thank you.
I've responded to the issue of the plot.
The SGS responded. It could be that he did not give you the answer you wanted. What the SGS said is that the focus of the NEC was on the unity of the organization, which is what we assist with. So, and he did mention the fact that him and President Ramaphosa worked closely well. So the message that officials of the ANC are carrying forward is one that talks to the consolidation of the unity of the movement. We'll have to move and take the other three sets of hands. Yes. Yes.
I also just wanted to find out how far is the AG with all the process of the meeting? Do you understand that the conference is sitting later on this month? Can you perhaps see a postponement of the conference of the meeting? That's it.
Okay.
SG, one can't help but question you. When you were in the Free State about a week ago, you spoke of some ANC leaders for products of white people. Then you had the ANC president, Kotaku, launching what was seemingly a subtle or a direct attack on you without mentioning your name, or those who are allegedly plotting to remove him or this incumbent ANC. Then
To remove who?
to remove those who are plotting to remove him as the president of the ANC. He doesn't say it, but he was alluding that those who are plotting, they must be plotting to eradicate poverty and not playing marbles with the future of South Africans. Then how does an ordinary South African sitting at home right now accept the explanation that you are giving, that you and the president are united, yet both are seemingly directing attacks to one another in different platforms that you take? And then lastly, what does this say for the ANC going towards an election that is arguably will be the most contested election in 2019, which you, your president, and yourself have said it on record, yet you are seemingly throwing jabs at one another in the public domain. Thank you.
Yes.
My other question is wanted to know if during the NEC discussion you discussed the issue about the new regional chairperson of the Japan in Pakistan, who was former regional secretary, who was there, was alleged to be the field of Mandela Memorial Canal. So he was elected president as the chairperson, and the National Integrity Committee was dealing with that issue. In terms of taking decisions around the new structure of the ANC, did you discuss and take a further decision in terms of what is happening with the structure and politically involved?
Okay. Yes, Bonolo.
Good afternoon. SG, a New York Times report published at the weekend said that the ANC has become like the mafia with regard to the state of politically connected kings in KwaZulu-Natal. This is not the first time that the New York Times has published a stable report of the ANC. In this regard, SG, the image of the ANC in the eyes of the global community is increasingly taking a knock with regard to the allegations of state capture as well as now the politically motivated killings in the province. Is the ANC concerned about its image in the eyes of the global community?
Okay. We are done with questions this side. Maybe we can. Yes.
Genevieve Quintus from the Business Day. I think covered on most things. Just quick clarity on the Zambia Commission, the submission. Are you going, is the ANC going to make a written submission, or will someone actually go testify? You know, the banks obviously implicated at that stage, the then Secretary General and the Deputy and the head of the Economic Documentation Subcommittee. So will it be a oral, will someone actually go and testify, or is it going to be a written submission? And on the Integrity Committee, the terms and references, how, I know there was a, you know, the ANC was trying to decide exactly how the Integrity Committee is going to work, will it have more teeth, etc. What are those terms of references? Will the ANC share that with us of exactly how the committee will work? So I remember at Magic as well, they were trying to decide exactly how that would all happen.
Okay.
Thanks.
That's fine. Let's take the two last answers, Chief.
Thank you very much. I have two quick questions there. The first one is when you talk about tribal
Is that the journalist? Oh, okay.
I'm Susan Boyson.
Okay,
I'm
Susan.
a political analyst and thank you very much. And about the visit you say you will be going to tribal spots. It seems to be approach governance by visits. What do you could you help me understand here? What is it you hope to make different by going to visit tribal communities where there are protests and social uprisings, really? And so what is it that you knew there that you do not already know, that your councillors and your ministers and state departments have not already been empowered to act on? So just to help unpack those visits. And then just a second point, I'm touching base on quite a few questions around the room about unity. Many of the questions also brought in the details of this unity that we've seen. So is this unity, focus on unity that you talked about, is that a new phenomenon that arises out of this NEC, or is it a redefinition? Is that what we have been seeing around us? Is that compatible with how you define unity? Thank you very much.
So let's add on that one.
Inkinga yakhona is that we are already sisirana ngeline, so sasukuyazi ukumuva. We have to stick to
the last question.
Yes, we are taking the last question.
Thank you.
Yes.
My question is about the economy. At the NEC meeting, was there any discussion about the role of the Reserve Bank in the wake of the recent interest rate decisions? was also any more discussion about the sovereign wealth fund and the modalities of where revenues for that might come from? And also, it seems that, depending on who's speaking to the ANC, there can be conflicting views on economic policy. Was there any frustration in the NEC meeting from some members of the NEC that there wasn't any fiscal stimulus in the economic package unveiled by President Ramaphosa? Did some NEC members want to see more being done to ease the burden on disadvantaged South Africans in the wake of the recession?
Well, let me start with that now, because, as I said, our focus was on the economy, and indeed we did discuss the stimulus package as well as the recovery plan in terms of the economy. And that's why we want to leave that matter to the job summit, because we have particular positions. We still want to hear more of our people affected, local business, South Africans. We want to give them that space so that when we come out of that job summit, we have taken on board all South Africans and we come with the South African solution to our challenges. So we have been a government of the people, government believing in consultation and participatory democracy. And that's why we have been running this country for many years. And we're not going to tire to be in touch with our people and different stakeholders. And that's why unity has always, during the entire existence of the African National Congress, we have always been focusing on unity. We're not going to stop talking about uniting our membership, uniting South Africans behind a non-racial, non-sexist, democratic as well as prosperous objective of the African National Congress. That's where our focus is. So we're not going to tire to talk about unity. Maybe when we talk about unity, because our understanding is that unity is also a process. Divergent views, and we do allow these divergent views. And when there are divergent views, we even become more stronger. And we're not going to tire, because where all these things are also happening is even where other political parties are in charge, be it DA in the Western Cape, in Cape Town, be it DA councillors as well as ANC councillors. We're not worried about politics here. We're not going to play politics. We are focusing on the challenges facing our communities, black and white, in South Africa. And that's where our focus is. And we are actually, from time to time, connecting and reconnecting with our people. When we say we will be visiting, we want to ensure, because our structures are there on the ground, but we also want to ensure ourselves we go to these communities, as many of our leaders have been there, so that we are, and this is how the ANC has ever, for all the time, we have been part of our communities, not only when things are bad or when things are good. We are forever there with our communities. The issue of the Dr. Khubusana region in the Eastern Cape in terms of the conference, this matter will be dealt by the National Dispute Resolution Committee. It will finalize this matter, because wherever there are disputes, we refer these disputes to a particular committee, be it Integrity Commission or the National Dispute Resolution Committee. So we'll finalize this matter, and that's how we deal with internal issues of the African National Congress. We deal with them internally. And the ANC, indeed, Youth League, we have a task team, as I have said. We don't operate on rumors, because the ANC Youth League has officially met with the officials of the ANC, and they have pleaded that the National Executive Committee of the ANC must assist them with whatever challenges they have, assist them to make sure that their conference is successful, assist them to make sure that the Youth League agenda is on course. And there is no leader of the ANC who's going to tell the ANC leadership who they must actually elect. And the task team is there, and many of the comrades who were even former leaders of the ANC Youth League are part of the task team. as members of the African National Congress. And we are working together. Nobody's going to take the powers of the ANC Youth League away. We are working together to assist them to deal with whatever challenges they face, even support them where we have to support them in terms of material support and the support they have actually requested to the ANC. So the Integrity Commission, I think the terms of reference will be out. You will actually get those terms of reference. And the ANC will decide what to do in terms of the Zondo Commission. The President will guide us as the leader of this movement. And we will actually deal with those issues and challenges. So unity, renewal. And me and Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, we won't allow any West drivers to come in between us. We will stay focused, and we are going to work together, and we'll continue working together in the interest of the people of South Africa and membership of the ANC in its entirety. Cyril Ramaphosa is the leader of the African National Congress, and therefore, serving under him as Secretary General has always been a pleasure. And so we are focused and we are going to work together. And we agree with the President. This is the time to plot against poverty. This is the time to plot against unemployment. This is the time to plot against inequalities. Yeah? And this is the time to plot against divisions. And this is the time to focus on the unity of the ANC. So there is no international West drivers who are actually going to detract us from our focus. We will stay focused because I'm sure whether it's New York Times and whatever, the commission of Moerani, the Moerani Commission was set up in KwaZulu-Natal. And I'm sure the outcome of that commission will be respected by all of us. So let's not talk about rumors, perceptions. Let's talk facts. We are talking facts here. The African National Congress is actually dealing with its own challenges. The African National Congress is looking and focusing, and people want to refocus the ANC and the ANC government not to deal with the challenges facing our people in South Africa in terms of poverty, in terms of unemployment, in terms of crime. Let us refocus all South Africans, black and white, on these challenges, because it can't be ANC and only government which can actually deal with this. We are calling to all South Africans, black and white, to focus and stay and support all the efforts of the African National Congress government as well as the ANC. So thank you very much for this opportunity, and we will see you. Report facts, not rumors. Okay?
No, that's okay, Kadas. This now brings us to the end of the briefing. Thank you very much for making time to come. Thank you very much. Oh.
Well, we will give you the task team of the ANC Youth League. Of CAF, I remember Comrade Zizi here, Comrade Lamola, all the comrades, Comrade Kubai, the team is led by myself, Comrade Pule, Lindwe Zulu, Comrade Dakota, Comrade Mbalola. Yeah.
Okay, what we'll do is that when we are done with the revamping of our website, okay.
No, we are still fine. We are still fine.
We're right behind us, though.